This week, we'll take a look at soybean harvest progress across the U.S. We're also going to take a look at a slow start to the soybean export program for the U.S. as this 22-23 crop year begins. And we're going to wrap things up looking at long-term trends in November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the final week in October here, and soybean harvest is winding down in the U.S. Let's take a look at national progress. We're looking here at 80% of the beans harvested as of Sunday. That's well above the 5-year average of 67%. In fact, all the states in the green circles are above the 5-year average. Let's now take a look at the history of soybean harvest. We're looking at a very rapid pace here as, again, this 2022 harvest winds down 80%. Over the next 2 weeks, on average, it would increase another 19%. Now, I'm not quite sure we're going to be at 99% by that first week in October, particularly with more double crop beans this year, but definitely, weather permitting, we will be topping 90%. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're looking at the next 2 weeks here, and in between those purple lines, we're going to have more rainfall. We're starting out here on our day of taping on Tuesday with extensive rainfall across the Midwest, and that's going to continue into midweek here, and also perhaps stretching into that first week in November. Now let's look at the next 14 days in aggregate. Across the heart of the Midwest here, those heavy green areas across Illinois, those would be the heaviest rains. As we move in that eastern corn belt, maybe more closer to average, but regardless, it looks like this soybean harvest, weather permitting, will be winding down in early November. Let's shift gears now and look at the soybean export pace for the U.S. Now we're looking at year-to-date U.S. soybean exports here. Again, this is for the first 7 weeks of the crop year here, moving into mid-October. It's one of the lowest paces. In fact, it is the lowest pace since 2011-2012. And a yellow flag continues to be the slow pace of exports to China. Look at those last 2 years, 303 million bushels 2 years ago, 137 last year, but only 91 so far this year. A key point is that China's crush levels domestically are running light compared to what the latest USDA forecast is, so that remains a concern. Another thing to keep an eye on moving forward impacting exports will be the pace and export trends in Brazil. Let's take a look at the planting pace for Mato Grosso in Brazil, the largest soybean producing state. Again, what this slide shows is year-to-date soybean planting in Mato Grosso, a little bit behind last year, but notice the 5-year average, considerably above the 5-year average. Why is that important? Well, the faster the soybean crop gets planted, the earlier it'll be harvested, and in turn, that would support an early export program in early 22-23. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November soybean futures. Now again, we're nearing the harvest crop insurance price period here in the yellow highlighted bar. November 22 beans, still near $13.80 a bushel, is $3.70 above the 5-year average. We continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. And finally, it's not too early to start thinking about 23, particularly with November futures near $13.55 a bushel and still 4 months to go before the crop insurance period is set. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants. Be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.